This hurricane is killing.
We're gonna.
Are you?
What?
Mm,
Mm.
it's tropical. It's a tropical.
Hey guys, welcome to
That's category 1.
Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your show.
welcome to the Valleycast. We are recording this during a historical event in Los Angeles. For those of you that don't know, there is a hurricane named Hurricane Hilary that was brewing near Baja, California, kind of like Baja is where it kind of
It ran right up Baja.
It was like Mexico and then Baja and then San Diego, and it's making its way kind of through us right now. It's raining outside. I've got a moderate shower kind of happening outside here.
Yep.
Elliot, you said you got some pouring rain over there, and Joe, you got a little moderate kind of rain.
I think we're waiting. I have a feeling we are waiting for Elliot's moderate or more than moderate rainfall to hit us. I think Elliot gets hit first, then myself, and then you.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense geographically, I think.
We'll see what happens.
It's interesting though, because like they say that we haven't had a weather event like this since the 1930s.
They say sources say
we don't really get tropical. Yeah, we don't get tropical storms.
That was when everything was in black and white.
That's true.
That is when everything was in black and white, and everyone wore like 9-pound outfits.
Yeah, and Roger Rabbit was like, "It wasn't me."
Exactly. But yeah, so we're in the middle of it. It's 8:40 a.m. It's supposed to happen all day until Monday morning. And
did you prepare, Steve?
Well, all of the lead up to the, like, if you live in California, you've been hearing about this for the past like week already, that there is a tropical storm that will move through Southern California. And I read multiple sites recommendations on how to best prepare for something like this, because it's not really about like, will we get like an actual hurricane? Because I think that our water, man, and now everyone knows everything about hurricanes now too. I guess like our water is too warm for a hurricane to survive. Hurricanes need cold water. Is that true? Or is it the other way around?
I thought
you guys didn't read any of
made
this?
It worse.
Apparently hurricanes feed. Man, it's maybe the other way around. I'm kind of.
Uh-oh, Steve, you're gonna kill everybody.
I wish one of you guys knew.
Were you reading about like sharks? Were you reading? Did you get? Was it about octopuses? Did you get your articles confused? It has nothing to do with hurricanes.
It's one of those things. But I guess our water is. It doesn't help hurricanes like survive. So by the time it like comes through the Pacific Ocean, that part of the Pacific Ocean,
according to this quick Google search, it says hurricanes grow stronger over warm, deep water and weaken when passing over
cold water
pools or heat higher in latitude where water drops below 80 degrees.
Okay, great. So our water's too cold,
like Vanilla Ice in his movie in the 1990s.
Exactly. Too cold. And it's too cold to hold our ocean, according to Bobby Brown. But yeah, and I guess it just, and once it isn't being fed by what feeds it, and then it hits the land, it basically weakens as it goes.
Right. That is force. Correct. However, it does bring the precipitation, and we're looking to get, sources say, looking to get a year's worth of rain in one go.
Yeah.
Which for a city in an area that doesn't really first freaks out at a trickle, some fear the infrastructure may not be in place. Now I think
would be among them.
Yeah, I would say like maybe the rescue infrastructure and the swift ability to respond to circumstances that could be bad could be in place. However, everything's old here, and no building has ever been weatherproofed.
It's dirty.
Yeah, it's
well, it's really more kind of about the drainage system in LA. The drainage system really sucks, and if you've ever driven around LA during a rainstorm and you've seen like flooding on the street,
It's rivers, baby.
it's mostly because our drainage system sucks. We don't because we don't have problems like this really, but it keeps happening more and more. It seems like we had a really bad storm in December here where it rained for like a week straight. Remember that?
Yeah.
Elliot remembers.
Yeah. Still
Kevin
getting
does.
repairs.
I remember because
Yeah.
I had a leak repaired a couple of years ago that they totally came in and fixed, and then like this December storm I had like a leak in the same spot again. So somebody put a band-aid over that problem. But yeah, I'm a little, my biggest concern as far as like my neighborhood goes is I mean, there's certain areas that certainly flood because the drainage is bad, but I think as long as we stay home and don't drive around, we should be fine.
Whatever, Fauci.
There were some people that were like, man, you better everybody fill up your bathtubs with water because we're gonna lose water. Like all the water pipes are gonna get destroyed, and then we're gonna lose power. Get ready for power being out for 2 days or something. Like
It's always like it's someone
catastrophize.
catastrophizing, and it's like that's all great. And I saw that thread too that was like, I'm from Florida and this is what you do. And I was like, I'm from Florida, we never did any of that crap. Like we never filled our like we would take our pool furniture and like throw it into the pool so it would sink to the bottom so that it didn't curl anywhere. And that was like our big safety.
It stayed put.
Yeah, it stayed put literally because it'll become a projectile, and me and my brother would go out there and be like, "This is fun," and then we'd have to dive down afterward to get it.
I love that. That's great.
Nice.
That's really funny. Throw your electronics in the pool. Nothing's getting out of here.
Wow, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of
Get the
cure.
roof off. We're gonna put the roof in the pool. We don't
Other end. Take the other end.
Honey, I got lumber. I got nails. I'm gonna board up the windows. No need.
I'm already I'm
room in the pool.
Drill gun, pool. Grandma,
I'm driving
pool.
the car into the pool. I only have 2 hands.
I saw a thread on Twitter.
But and then I guess like, you know, you guys, I mean, when the pandemic like lockdown was going to happen, was imminent, we had the grocery stores raided.
I went yesterday.
How was it?
Sources say I went yesterday, and you could tell like the fear had ticked up a bit. Like I wouldn't say it was anywhere near as bare as COVID, but you were starting to see like sections that were, especially the water, but like sections of food that, you know, had bigger holes than usual. But it definitely was nowhere near what it was before. In my last second preparation, I was like, I should probably get some flashlights, maybe some candles, especially after a conversation with Elliot. I was like, yo, Hurricane Man, tell me what's up. And
you better get flashlights.
I went. Those were few and far between. Flashlights and
Hard to find
like
those.
Very like impossible.
Oh damn.
Yeah, it's a little. I went and it was like me behind this like roughly the same age millennial girl, and I was looking at her stuff in her basket in Target, and I also had a basket, and it was like we had gotten basically the same things, but like I had like 2 things of canned beef stew, and then she had like 2 things of Spam, and then we had like water bottles, and she had like water bottle. I was like, oh yeah, we both just came here to get like what we thought we might possibly need.
And then
like,
you
we
made
no
eye
idea.
contact.
I did.
You
It was like,
knowingly
dude,
nodded at each other.
I know why you have all of
And
those
then you
things.
threw her into the pool.
This is for your own good.
Dude, Joe, I want to say that you know, you and I come from a generation too where like, you know, well, I guess you didn't come to LA till you were a bit older, huh?
Like 29,
But-
26.
But you know, in LA we were always told like, you know, have candles ready for power outages and stuff like that. But in reading through all these threads and stuff, the Los Angeles Fire Department recommends not using candles ever again for emergencies because
Do you think before you go on?
Yeah.
Do you think maybe if you're gonna ask someone their opinion on fire, maybe the fire department might be biased against fire.
Perhaps.
I don't know that that's like going to Fauci and being like, is it okay to go outside or go in the pool? Or...
I know. I mean, what's going on with Big Fire? What does Big
What's going
Fire
on?
say we should
Yeah.
do? Get candles.
Guys, follow the fire. If you follow the fire, follow the trail.
I'm gonna tweet at the LA Fire Department of me just lighting a candle, all the lights on.
Fire equals warmth, and warmth equals safety, paid for by fire.
P.S. This is fire.
Oh, man. Where's the fire? Oh shit! I threw it in the pool. No.
No.
We can't have this fire blow away. It's dangerous. But yeah, apparently it's not safe anymore to use candles during emergencies because you could fall asleep and the candles
They're
could burn
just
up
like,
your
no,
house.
the fire department's like, look, we're busy. Please.
Yeah,
come
don't
on, guys.
don't do this. Yeah, don't do this.
We all know, like, most of you are dumb. So, and in the internet age, we know that like 50% of you don't know how candles work. So let's not do that.
Yeah, definitely not.
And we know you're like an Instagram generation, and so you're gonna have to light like 60 of them to make a cool photo, and then your house is gonna burn down.
Oh no, there'll be like a challenge, like the hover over a candle 2 inches challenge, and then people are,
Oh god! Hold your birth certificate up to the candle challenge.
yeah.
Obama can't do that one.
Anyways, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be a lot of
It'll
water.
be fine.
It's gonna be a lot of
Yeah,
water, and probably
exactly.
I don't want to say probably. The hope is that like the winds don't basically take down a lot of our power lines and stuff. So we
Yeah.
don't lose power.
I will say, yesterday, I am worried about like some of the critters. I'm sure they'll be fine, but I
Mhm.
was watching yesterday, and I'm sure this is in my head, but I do think the lizards were particularly frenetic. And I was like, do the lizards know a storm is coming?
Oh, they
Well,
know.
I was
And
reading
it
that
couldn't have had anything to do with me stomping around them
Lizards!
or trying
Tell
to
me
kill
your
them.
secrets, lizards!
Do you know? It couldn't have been me in the bald eagle outfit dancing around, dancing around all these lizards.
Do you guys know something?
Where are you going? Where are you going? I actually read another thing about barometric pressure when a storm is like moving in. Like, why are you
love this.
laughing about that?
I just think that like there's something very funny about this storm coming in, and not prepping, but reading about the science behind it as it's barreling forward. It's
like-
just an image.
Gives like an excited third
It's like
grader
the-
coming home from
yeah.
school. Guys!
There's all this wind and I think we shouldn't use candles. No, I read this thing about the barometric pressure. I guess like yesterday, people were saying yesterday they felt all strange. Like yesterday felt strange,
Oh,
and they were saying it's because the barometric pressure when a hurricane is like really close
Dude,
like that.
my
causes
wife
strange
and
feelings. Yeah.
her friend definitely like to contend that pressure messes with them women, you know.
Yeah, am I right?
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, who
maybe.
knows?
That
Who
makes
knows?
sense because it did. I was talking to my mom yesterday. Like it does feel. I was like, it felt yesterday like it felt in Florida before a hurricane. There's that kind of like calm, and then also like a just it's strange. I guess maybe
Yesterday
that is it.
was
Barometric pressure. Cool.
so pleasant. Like the temperature, there was a slight breeze. Like
Yeah.
the sunset was amazing.
Dude, it was gorgeous. There's some good
So
pictures
nice.
online, and it's
Really
interesting too because
It's like God's just gonna go psych.
There were so many people that were like, "Wow, look at this beautiful sunset before like the end of the world," essentially, and it's like, dude, Angelina, like Californians, Angelinos, maybe more than anything, really feel they. I don't know. Everyone likes to get scared together and then freak out, and then it causes all this stupid shit. Like I don't know,
Come
man.
down a little harder. Start to come down a little harder for me. I think I'm starting to get Elliot's.
We're fucked. We're fucked. We're
Starting to
fucked.
get
We're
Elliot's.
fucked. We're fucked.
Could have it in real time.
All right, I'm going in the pool.
You're in it. You're in it, Steve. You're already there.
Oh shit!
Broadcasting from the pool.
I don't know, man. Yeah, like all the experts for the past couple of days have just been saying, like, just don't drive anywhere. Because the driving part, the worst part about the driving is like obviously flooding could lead to your cars being stuck out in the floods and stuff. But really, it's the concern too is power lines and stuff, smashing into power lines, wind breaking power lines, things like that. It's just safer for people to
Lizards.
just kind of stay home.
But they don't get away. You don't know none of those looky lures. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Anyway, but we don't want to swallow up all the show talking about this. It's just that, we all live in LA. It's the first time we've ever had a storm
Everybody
like this.
lives in LA. Everybody. They just don't realize it. You just don't realize it.
They do it or they want to. They're the best.
Every
LA
once in a while, I'll look at the population of LA and I'll go, "Holy shit!" Like,
I know, it's crazy.
Oh my god, how many people live here? All right, I'm going to transition. Steve, I'm going to blow your mind.
Okay.
Elliot's heard a little bit of this. I'm going to blow your mind, and then I'm going to do a little call to action. This is
Okay.
a very personal thing.
Steve, buckle up.
Been
Okay.
a little
Everyone
crazy.
buckle up.
Okay.
I'm going to do this in a storytelling sort of way, which I hope does not take away how emotional it truly is for me. And I'm just thinking of like kind of making it, giving it an entertaining ramp up. So
okay.
this weekend or this past week, Kamala Harris was in Seattle doing a talk on climate change, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the big story, the huge story, right? She's coming in. This is like kind of post Hawaii and while all this crazy stuff is happening. So that's where all the headlines are. But now there are some sub headlines that aren't getting as much play. And what happened was
The hurricane is a distraction.
No. Just her
The government created.
the
this
vice
hurricane.
president doing a talk is a big thing. It shuts down
Flat
stuff
hurricane.
like that.
Flat
Right.
hurricane.
Flat hurricane. So how when the president visits a city and goes, or the vice president or somebody of note is traveling in a city, they have a motorcade, right?
Yeah.
And that motorcade takes them to and fro and wherever they need to go, and it's usually of the local police.
Mm-hmm.
So this motorcade is driving around in the Bellevue area up in the Pacific Northwest, and one of the motorcycle cops loses control, and the tire hits the side of an overpass over I-5, the busiest freeway in the area during rush hour. This cop flips over the bike and falls 50 feet down to the freeway.
Whoa.
Doesn't get hit by a car, but fell 50 feet and
onto the freeway,
onto the freeway straight
Jesus, and wasn't hit, got out safely.
Wasn't hit. Very, very huge fall, right? Out of nowhere, rush hour, middle of the day. After doing a little bit of research, I find out that officer's name is Kevin Beretta. It was my brother.
What?
Yeah.
What?
My brother took doing his policeman duty, his civic duty, everything was on detail with Kamala Harris, and a freak accident sent him over his bike and down into traffic, and he should be dead. My brother should be dead. And this was a phone call that I got out of the blue from his wife earlier this week. Luckily, thankfully for us, he's not dead. He didn't lose consciousness. He fell, landed on his shoulder and his knee at the same time.
You fucking Berettas, dude. You guys are built like Terminators.
Dude, he never lost. I've talked to him a few times since. He's been aware the whole time. He is a post an 8-hour surgery on his spine. He is post
holy shit
he had to set his leg, and then he got compartment syndrome, so they had to do a fasciotomy, which if you look at those pictures are fucking insane.
Holy shit.
He has since had that leg set. He's moving everything. He can move his fingers, his toes, his hands. He can move. He's gonna be one stiff motherfucker for the rest of his life.
Shit.
But he had anaphylactic shock in the hospital. He's kind of been through it all. And his family is been by his side. friends, family, everything. So the reason I bring it up here is one, wow, what a fucking
Huge thing
yeah.
that happened to you.
The first thing I
Your
said to him
family.
when he called was, he's like, hey, Joe. And I go, you fucking pussy. You fall 50 feet and you don't get up and walk away.
And get back on your bike and do your job.
He like waited for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lame.
Holy shit.
So we're all very grateful. We're all super emotional and messed up and yada yada yada. I also told him I want all the chocolates from the gift basket that Kamala Harris sent him.
Dude, I mean, he's gonna get like a personal letter, probably. Like, I don't know, maybe she'll show up.
Well, apparently there was a phone call to check up. The Secret Service has checked up a couple times.
Wow.
Kamala Harris wished the best for both Kevin Beretta and his family, which technically means
This
Joe,
guy.
which technically, because we are also
You
such a
guys.
family, means us, so we can make it back about us. And
She
because
wants us to
everyone
be-
who listens to the Valleycast is also part of the family.
Yeah.
Congrats, Kamala.
Oh my God.
So selfishly, I don't bring this up for talking about it reasons. I'd actually rather not most of the time. I tend to keep personal stuff to the chest a little bit.
Yeah, but this is huge.
But Kevin's his unit, they have created a fund for him that I would like to shout out and put into the description. The costs are definitely going to skyrocket over time. Like he's definitely got another couple of weeks in the hospital and he will have to go home, and that's where rehabilitation doesn't stop and the care doesn't stop. Then like he's gonna have to buy a hospital bed and all this other crap to basically rehabilitate at home with the kids and his wife and stuff. So they've generously started a fund. We'll put the link in the description, and if you're behooving, if it hits your heart spot to help out a little bit, we'd really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Holy shit. When did this happen? What day was this?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. And did you know that I didn't know, is he Seattle based?
He's Bellevue, which is outside of Seattle area.
So he got tapped to be like, you want to be part of this? Like,
I don't think there's a you want to be. I think it's just like, hey, man,
you're a part of this.
You're a part of it. And then he's like, yeah, I'll do my job. And yeah, it was just a freak accident.
Was he kind of excited? Like, did he hit you up and say like, hey, I'm going to be like in a motorcade or whatever? It's just part of the job.
I think it's just one of those part of the job things.
Yeah.
And man, I tell you what, I talked to Elliot about this a little bit, but the internet has, and especially when what we do, we've become very, I don't know, like we've accustomed to, got a veil on our face of like, you see internet comments, you see shit that just gets posted. Something like it starts about us because we've been in it. We put our walls up against the shit that's kind of like hurt us. Even though it still gets through sometimes. But then like you go to other posts on news articles, or you go to things like a tweet that you see, and you see all this vitriol, you see all this shit, right? You see all these funny comments, and you don't take it in. You see it and you either go, meh, or wow, that guy's a dick, and you just move on.
Sir, yeah.
Because you're not connected to it in any way, shape, or form. It's like you are 700 degrees of separation away from the people involved or whatever. But when somebody that you know or love or you personally have a connection with is connected to one of those comments, it's moments like this that make you realize, God damn, people are shitty. And maybe it's like you got to take 2 seconds before you do things, because in a lot of these articles it's like, okay, I'm just gonna see because I'm a fucking masochist, what are people saying, right? And most of it's like, oh my God, this is horrible, what a tragedy, I hope he gets better, but then every once in a while, especially because it's political at this point, you see all these motherfuckers come in that are like, good for him, hope he dies, he was working for the devil. And it's like, what the
damn. And that's your brother. That's your fucking brother.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll stumble upon like a post about, someone who died tragically, but it's like a really preventable death, and something like, the Darwin Awards. You guys have heard about that. People who get like awards for a stupid death. And it's funny to be like, wow, what an idiot. Like, why would you do that? What a stupid idiot. I guess that's what you get. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? Everybody loves saying that. But the truth is that is someone's father, brother, son, whatever, teacher, friend. And imagine like reading that about someone who tragically died in your life or got hurt real bad in your life, and then all these people are just piling on.
That's
It's just the internet, man. It fucking sucks.
well, it's humanity too. So, well,
Certainly, yeah.
because we can talk about that, but I want to just put a button or put a pause in it. Kevin, I love you. You're the best out of all of us. So watching you go through this really sucks, but watching you go through it is also inspiring because you're kicking its ass just more than any of us other Berettas would. So, if you would like to help, the link in the description, would super appreciate it, and we can move on.
God, it could have been so much fucking worse.
Dude,
Like in every way, like in milliseconds, probably, like literally a difference of milliseconds.
Oh.
It could have been like
The fall
car
itself.
pile up, cars, like that's that.
Yep,
Goodbye.
Yep.
Such a blessing,
miracle.
dude, that he's
Yeah.
like okay.
The fall itself would have taken out anybody and everybody.
Anybody, yeah.
Like,
Like you
it
fall
does-
wrong.
When Joe told me about this on Wednesday, I looked up looked up his name, and the article like showed a picture of him, and it is like you're saying, Steve. These Beretta kids are built in such a way, but it's so, not to say funny, but just the Berettas look very similar, except there's like differences, and so it's like he's clearly a different shape of Joe. but
Oh,
still
he's
just
yoked,
Joe.
dude. He's the
And,
big
he's
little
just
brother.
giant. He looks like Joe got put in like a microwave or like one of those like water things that grows. Really, great. And I also wish him the best because, oh my god,
Damn. Can you please tell him that the libtard LA boys over here really wish him a successful recovery?
I certainly will. But back to the point you were making about that's somebody's father, son, daughter, or mother. That's always been my like weird aversion with the fascination with true crime and how we cover it as a society, and how we keep going back to like serial killers and being like, look what they did to victim 1. Now look what they did to victim 2. And there becomes like this like cult fascination about it. And they end up like, people end up falling in love with these people. I'm like, dude, every time you talk about that, every time we make a TV show about what this person did to this victim and all the other victims, but we focus on that person as a celebrity as opposed to like an actual monster, all of those families got to keep going through that. They got to keep hearing it. They got to keep seeing it pop up in pop culture. It's got to be a fucking nightmare.
And there's like, there are like pictures that go around too of like, bodies or whatever, or like bodies covered or something. And it's like knowing that that's like your friend or your dad or something, and then seeing it when you don't want to, or like you're healing, and then all of a sudden someone's like, oh, there's a new documentary about these murders or whatever. I think that there's like two sides to that, right? Because like the Jeffrey Dahmer show that came out certainly felt like the wrong way to like portray that kind of situation. It felt like let's see if we can feel bad for the killer a little bit, kind of, which I think is always like really weird and inappropriate. I think the best thing to do with those types of like true crime things is just to be like, here's the situation, here's what happened, here's how to prevent this from happening in the future,
Build a time machine.
Yeah.
What if every true crime episode ended with that? Here's how we prevent this.
gonna need a time machine.
Gonna need
And you're gonna throw it in the pool.
I know a lot of times it's like
Throw your time machine in the pool.
if there's a hurricane. Yeah, it feels like it's one of those things where it's like a lot of times it's just someone who just grew up under fucked up circumstances, and then like had tendencies of like maybe kill a killer, but it isn't recognized in time or something. I don't know.
It's I mean, besides I think the historic hurricane, Joe's brother falling off a bridge, and my wife sick from chemo, how is everything else going, you guys?
God damn it! I'm so
It is
scared.
like, 'cause that's what Joe called me on Wednesday after the chemo day, and I was like, what the hell's going on? Like, what is this? Is everything falling apart at the same time? It is. It's a wild time to be alive in Los Angeles.
Really
and
is.
even elsewhere, probably. It's such
Yeah.
places exist.
It's just a wild time to be alive with the spread of information and like social media and AI and political discourse and aliens and hurricanes and all of
Going
that
back
shit.
to going back to that the theme of what you guys were talking about. Speaking of aliens, there was this thing that's been going around about this. What I believe is an obviously fake video, but this whole rumor got started that it was of the MH370 plane that disappeared.
Oh, I
in
heard about
2014.
this.
Yeah, and it became this whole
heard.
thing where it was like people had to literally like all the mods had to be like, "Hey, these are actual families that like lost their loved ones on this plane. Don't lightly say that their family got teleported to an alternate alien dimension."
Jesus Christ.
People wouldn't do it.
Maybe
They were like,
don't-
no.
Maybe
You
don't
can-
give hope to the children that want their parents to come home
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah,
That they're
awful. It's like just one step. You just gotta step away and think a little bit about the effects your words have, which
Was
we're all
that-
bad at sometimes. But my goodness,
Was that the one where they like did a deep dive and found out that there's like it's just like a CGI thing, like someone made it with their like visual effects or something? Is that the one or
Yeah.
that's something else?
and it is like that. It's the three orbs spinning around the plane, and then it disappears.
Because
into, like, a
someone
black
said
hole.
that they were
It
like
is a fascinating
using
video.
like movie assets and stuff, like
Yeah.
visual effects assets and stuff. Like someone actually admitted that they made that and it was fake.
It is very funny, Joe. What you
I
just put
believe.
in the thread.
What? Joe, you believe?
No, Ellie. I mean, you can do a dramatic reading of what I put in the thread if you like.
Kevin or anyone doing a description for this week's podcast or graphics, donate now. No context. Kevin Plachy not on the.
Oh, sorry,
not on
Gavin.
the oh, sorry, Kevin. My brother fell off a bridge.
My brother fell off a bridge. Oh, something happened to me. I had a leak under my sink.
There you go.
So when it rains, it pours.
Where would you like people to donate, Steve?
Well, it's
Yeah.
actually been fixed. So if you wanted to just donate to my peace of mind,
Oh man.
Donate to what? HelloFresh.
Joe, I'm so happy your brother's okay, man.
Oh man, he's gonna be walking
Yeah.
like a robot for the rest of his life, but at least he'll be walking. You know.
He's gonna get all this applause when he comes back to the police station.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're gonna
yeah,
clap
yeah.
for him and give him
Dude.
pizza.
Not to go back to it, but when I was talking to his wife, she was like, "Yeah, I was talking to the doctor, and he's got to get, we got to go in and fix his spine, and looks like it's the L1, L2, L7, L11, L14, L." She's just like every single L in the book, and I was like,
Oh
"Good
God,
God."
So crazy.
Jesus Christ! But he'll be okay. Like he'll be able to. Like he won't have any lasting. Like
I mean, he'll have lasting somethings, but
Yeah.
he's again, we're still so early.
yeah, yeah.
We're not even quite a week in, but the fact that I can talk to him and I'm always talking to him like right as the drugs are kicking in. So there's like, it's
Okay, brother. Love you, buddy.
Yep. That's exactly.
Is he still in the hospital?
Yeah. He'll be there for a
Damn.
little bit.
Damn.
I'm just kind of like feeling out when I'll go up there because I don't, you don't want to overwhelm the family. You want to help, but there's only so much you can do. And
It's also not safe to travel right now.
I can't. Yeah, I also can't peace out on the family during a potential
No, it like literally
inclement
record.
event. Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Dude,
That's
okay.
that's crazy, man.
More
So
fun
crazy.
stuff. More fun stuff that's not all this crazy bad stuff we're talking about. My son he has re-entered a fun at 9 years old, like super getting into an IP scenario,
Oh,
which is really cute to watch. Like he always had these rescue bots growing up, which were like the child's version of Transformers. They transform really easy. So he's got this big basket of them, and they've come out again recently because he stumbled into and finally watched a couple of the Transformers movies, and he's in.
oh
is
yeah, he's the
in.
target demo.
Yeah, that's perfect.
They got him, and he hasn't even watched the first one. He's just bouncing around all the movies. I'm like, watch the good one. He's like, no, I'm good. I'll watch this one with the fucking dinosaurs.
Do you cover his eyes when when you see Megan Fox's tummy and her midriff and she's
Oh,
working
man,
on the car?
I clockwork orange his ass like a real man. I say,
This is what a woman looks like. This is what every woman should look like.
That's so funny. Just imagine telling your child, so this is what every woman should look like. This is the standard, and anything less than this is not good.
Not worth your time. You're a Beretta. You've got to spread that seed.
You're literally invincible.
Exactly. You're invincible. Did you sit your children down and say you guys are invincible?
Big news.
That's the conversation.
I want you guys to know.
Hey,
Apparently,
Uncle
you should
Kevin.
show them the movie Unbreakable.
Uncle Kevin, we need to talk about this. Uncle Kevin fell off of a bridge. No, he's fine because he's invincible, which is why we need to. But it's time. It's time you know.
I'm invincible. Your grandfather's invincible, and now you are invincible.
Why did you pause it on Megan Fox just to say that, Dad? And also, two birds, one stone.
But here's
There's
the
a lot
thing.
to write down, Dad.
Unlike the only thing that you have to remember is, unlike the patio furniture, unlike the technology that we have in the house, you do not go in the pool. Stay away from the pool.
You're invincible, but you're not waterproof.
Bruce Willis died in a puddle. That pisses me off.
In what?
In fucking the Unbreakable series. It's so stupid.
He dies in a puddle? That's what happens?
Don't you remember? It's
Wait,
not great.
Are you talking about Glass?
Mm-mm.
You talking
Yeah,
about
Glass? Yeah, Glass. Yeah,
I never watched
the third
it.
one.
I never watched it. I heard it was so bad I should never watch it.
That's what I
Spoiler.
heard.
No, I don't care. I'm not gonna watch it.
So stupid.
Should I watch it? Dude, I loved Split so much. Split like knocked my ass. Dude, I still can't think of a movie theater experience where I felt so fucking like it was such a
been a long time
twist.
since that's happened.
Dude, I
Yeah.
I just did not expect it. It was so funny because I was dating Bree at the time, and Bree and I went to go see it together, and she had no idea what the fuck.
Everybody was freaking out about it.
Everyone was like, "Whoa!" And she was like, "What is it?" And I'm like, it's like part of the Unbreakable. It's like it's like M. Night Shyamalan's building like a MCU or something. I don't know. It's not specifically a sequel to Unbreakable, but it is. And she's like, I don't know what that means. And I'm like, And I ran home to tell Owen. I was like, Owen, we gotta see. Don't read anything about Split. We gotta see Split. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna go see that movie. I couldn't convince him to see it.
He totally Owened out, huh?
No, but I was the only one that really got blown away by that. Other than I guess you, Joe, you were totally blown away.
I think Matt Robb was
surprised.
also pretty. Yeah, and Elliot Morgan. Yeah,
Dude,
we were all
I
like,
got-
what the fuck?
I remember
like,
having to
whoa.
explain to people in the theater because they were like, "What? What is that?" And I'm like, "Ah!" Because I like screamed, like I got shot. Ah! And someone was like, random people in the theater were like, "What?" And they were like, "Please explain." Like someone was like, "What does it mean? What's happening? Who is that?" It's just Bruce Willis, right? That's kind of cool. I'm like, "No, ma'am. This is important."
It was the opposite of what I felt when I saw the final cameo in The Flash.
Exactly. You couldn't get me out of the theater quicker.
They couldn't get anybody. Oh. Christian Bale said no.
Oh, this was supposed to be Christian Bale, wasn't it? I never. Do I need to? Should I watch Glass?
If you want to just put a
Finish
tiny
it
little
off.
bow on it and see where he went, because I think it's always fascinating to see where our storytellers take their stories. And M. Night, man, what a roller coaster career.
I know.
And you just got to give it to him for he does what he wants to do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And he keeps trying to recapture what made him so popular in the first place, and it just isn't working. Like he's a joke now when they go like that. What was that Old Beach, the movie with the old?
Oh, that was a rough one.
What was that
Old.
called? Was it called Old?
The Happening.
Did you see that, Elliot?
Oh, Old. No. I've seen that pop up on Apple, and I'm like, no, I would have heard if it was good. I'm not gonna do that.
It's just,
I watched. And that's
yeah.
not even his most recent one. I watched
not,
the one about the apocalypse in the cabin where
Oh, yeah.
Dave Bautista. How
So
was
here's
it?
again, it was fine. It was fine. I think he makes such intriguing moments in his films, and every once in a while he's able to string those moments together into like a really good piece of cinema. But I think you even his bad ones, I think you go in and you get like 3 or 4 moments where like that was pretty cool, and you like where his mind is, and he's trying things different. So I there's moments like that in that film for sure.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
You know, we really cover the gamut here on this podcast. It's
We certainly did. We went everywhere.
Yeah, what a journey.
So Jackson, so now that he's into Transformers and stuff, does it feel like he's into big robots now? Like you're gonna give him like Pacific Rim or anything like that?
It's just these robots. It's just like the Transformers right now, and it's really cute because it's been a long time. I actually don't even know it's gotten to this level, but like we're watching these Transformer movies, and he's like, when he sees somebody he knows, he's pointing, he's like, that's Lockdown. And like Heather's like, what? Who's that? And he's like educating us as we're watching and stuff. It's really cute. It's fun it's fun to see passion, no matter what age, right?
Totally.
You know, it's
Did
how
you
I
see
felt
Bumblebee?
about. He loves Bumblebee. Yep.
Did he watch the Bumblebee movie, the standalone?
It is the best Transformers movie. It's very, very good.
I remember I started watching it on a plane and fell asleep, but I didn't hate what I had seen so far.
good.
You know what else it's making me realize is that he gets a lot of shit, but I really, really enjoy Michael Bay's aesthetic. Like, I love the shots that he composes, even though they're like overly patriotic at times. Like
the color, the use of color.
But I love the depth of field.
Yeah.
I love how he uses like the horizon and the background and light. Like he paints a beautiful, beautiful picture. We're watching Age of Extinction, which isn't a great movie, but like he directs that one. And you're like, oh yeah, there's a reason this dude gets work. Like it looks really fucking cool.
They look like big blockbuster movies. Like you just, as soon as it starts, you're like, oh, this is like a big blockbuster. Like they don't make movies like this anymore, really.
Yep.
That's how I felt when I watched Ambulance. I don't know if you guys watched that.
No,
Was it
I heard
good?
that was fun. Was it fun?
I really enjoyed it. It's just right over the plate. You know what it is. There's not a lot of surprises, but it's just like a fun action movie. And Jake Gyllenhaal's It's great.
We love Jake Gyllenhaal in this house.
We do.
In this one. in this Valleyfolk house.
We're putting Jake in the pool. He stays.
Jake's in the pool. You know who doesn't go in the pool? According to my kids, like they'll go through like how much they love all the different Spider-Mans that have been throughout existence, from animated to live action, and they'll start going through them. And Hayden's at the age where she's like, her god is like, you know, Tom Holland, and maybe even Andrew is ahead of him a little bit. And Jackson's like, yeah, he's cool. And then every time they get to Tobey Maguire, they're like, gross.
They don't like Toby, huh?
Like, gross. Get him out of here. He's not in the pool. He's not in the pool.
Like he's a little too old to be.
He's on the roof. They've tied him to a kite.
He's got a key tied to his toes.
He's holding a candle.
He's holding a candle. Do you feel like in the Transformers movies when there's like all those action scenes? Like I remember not like the first Transformers movie is like a decent, fun action movie. But I remember all of the like robot fighting scenes just look like someone was smashing like pieces of metal together.
Like two toys, right?
Like right in front of your face.
Yeah.
But like, and I get the whole like, yeah, it's like we're playing with toys thing. Like I love that. But I just felt like you could just never, it felt like there was just always something in front of your face that you couldn't really tell what it was.
I mean, they're big ass robots fighting in cityscapes. Like,
but you never get like a super zoomed out version of it. Like unless maybe in one of the movies you do. But
I think they do eventually.
in the first one, it just felt like it's like all like happening in front of your face, and you're like, "What am I seeing? What is this?"
You know what's funny? In the newest one, the main voice actor is Pete Davidson.
What? Like the lead robot?
Yeah. Like the Bumblebee of the movie. I forget who it is. Mirage, I think. Yeah, it's Pete Davidson. You just like, you cannot not think of his face when you hear his voice.
Exactly.
It's
Just
a face that matches the voice. Like, it's perfect. They go
does.
together.
Yeah,
It
it's like that's
does.
not a robot voice. That's definitely not a
Mhm.
space robot voice. That's Pete Davidson.
Did
you
they do the
guys-
thing where they made the robot face kind of look like Pete Davidson?
Did they?
No, I don't think so.
Could you
Okay, that'd be
imagine?
funny.
They do that though. The animators
Yeah.
do that all the
Yeah.
time. They'll put like a little something in there. Like
No,
like
but he
Bowser
does have-
has like a Jack Black kind of thing
He
going on.
does.
Somehow.
He does have
I don't know what it is.
the character does have Pete Davidson's cock though.
It's just the Empire State Building hanging between these two like big robot legs. Did you guys
Joe pointed at it, was like, Jackson, that is the only size. Of
Look at it!
That is
anything
what
else.
Pete
That's the standard.
Man is. Did you guys hear about Beau is Afraid? Do you guys know what Beau is Afraid is?
No.
I know it's a movie.
It's a movie. It stars Joaquin Phoenix and it's directed by Ari Aster, the guy that did Hereditary and
no.
uh
I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Midsummer.
I protect your eyeballs.
Dude, I because Hereditary was like fucking whoa, like it made you feel a way, and then you're like, I might never watch that movie again, and now I'm like scared to have the light off in my room at night. And then Midsummer was like, did you guys see Midsummer?
That was a
seen either.
visual journey where I feel like he was like, I just want to show you some fucked up shit. Like I didn't love that one
Right?
as much, but
I agree.
But there's definitely some things that you see.
So Beau is Afraid is the third one of the, well, not his third movie. And it's nothing like any of the other ones. There are moments where you're like, oh, it's violence for the sake of violence or gore or whatever. But man, it's like 3 hours long and you're just watching Joaquin Phoenix like literally afraid of everything. And he's like crying in every scene. And I don't recommend it, but it's so weird because it's got like Richard Kind in it. And it's got, there's who's the guy from Barry, the main guy?
Bill Hader?
Bill Hader.
Yeah, Bill Hader's in it for like a real quick moment, and Parker Posey is like a big part of the movie. There's like all these comedians in it.
You just messed with my brain.
I know.
You just did like a trivia question like during the final Jeopardy. You just gave me a final Jeopardy that made me question my existence. You just gave me a question that was like final Jeopardy, everything's on the line, and you're like, what is 2 + 2? And I was like questioning myself forever when you said, who's the lead of Barry? Like, I'm like, it's Bill Hader, right? Like,
Yeah, I just couldn't think of his name. For
It
a
was
second.
like I
It's
was
Bill-
like, well, are you talking about NoHo Hank? Like, 'cause he's really great.
I
was
was
like-
gonna-
it messed with
you know
me
how
so much.
sometimes on the tip of your tongue though, and there's so many. There's
Mhm.
Bill Hader and there's Will Forte, and like I get them all mixed up sometimes, and I'm like, Bill Forte, Will Hader,
Will Ferrell. It's like one
Will
two syllable.
Ferrell. Yeah, I it was on the tip of my tongue, but there's just all these like comedians in it, and it's not a comedy, and it's like really weird and fucked up, and I don't recommend it.
Interesting. Not even in a fun like social experiment.
No,
type of
no,
way.
it's too long. It's 3 fucking hours, man.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours of like
That's a lot.
mumblecore. Like even you guys know Metamorphosis, Kafka Metamorphosis, like that thing. It's like that. It's like Metamorphosis. It's like a version of Metamorphosis, but not interesting, really.
That's
Anyway.
too bad.
All right.
That's
Well,
too-
anyway,
I liked
that
Barbie.
was what's that?
I liked Barbie.
Oh, Barbie was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Oppenheimer though.
I like hopping into the opinions right after everyone's already
My
talked
hot-
about Barbie for the past month, and hey,
My,
I saw that. Movie.
it.
And I
My
liked
hot
it.
take on Barbie is that it wouldn't be as good if it wasn't for Ryan Gosling.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Like Ryan Gosling, like I think makes that movie.
He really does. He cracks me up in it from the
Wow.
beginning.
He's
to
just
the very
so
end.
good.
Way to try to rebuild the patriarchy after the movie takes it down.
After it broke the patriarchy. He's a good character, a lot of depth.
Did
nuance.
you hear about Margot's basically like Iron Man deal on the movie?
No,
What do you
was
mean?
it?
A lot of back end. She's gonna make like 50 mil.
Jesus, that's crazy.
Cool. Very
That's
cool.
crazy, dude. She
Do you
better
think-
make some coin after that movie made record number. It
Also-
like beat Dark Knight, didn't it?
Greta Gerwig, first female director to cross the Billy.
That's awesome, man.
Mhm.
She's gonna. I hope she gets creative control to like make whatever she wants now. Not like she didn't already, but you know,
Oh yeah, she's
she was like the
next 3
indie
projects, she
darling
can do
for
whatever she wants.
exactly.
sure. It's good for
Good
her.
for her, man.
I just
Anything-
hope it's not Barbie 2, 3, and 4.
I don't
you
think
know?
we're
It
getting
has to be,
more
right?
Barbies. I heard we're not getting more. of
Really?
those.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that.
Me too, but I
Yeah.
just really hope we don't.
Do you think
too.
Just do a
Hollywood-
spin-off. Give us a Michael Cera one. Give us a
Oh yeah, they'll call it Ken, or they'll call it.
do a spin-off. I feel like it kind of ends. I mean, obviously, I guess they're like, spoiler alert, but Barbie's been out for a while. But the end of that movie makes it seem like you could do like a continuation of the fish out of water, kind of like in the
Mhm.
real world thing. But
Totally.
do we want to see that?
I
don't
don't
know.
think we do.
I've seen it a million times. Go watch Pretty Woman.
No.
No, I won't. Watch Pretty Woman and tell your children that's what peak
This
female and man-
Look
This is-
at it.
this-
Jackson,
All right.
look at the schlong on Julia Roberts. That's the standard.
Well, guys, thank you for listening to the show today. And thank you for all the love on the last week's episode of us doing the a little first time show reunion. That was fun. And I believe, for those of you that care, the Getting Lost documentary has already made its goal, I think.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Let's find out.
While
ahead.
Steve is looking that up, just to reiterate, folks, there is no sponsor at this episode. However, if you check the description and you click that link to help the Beretta family out, it would, of course, be greatly appreciated. And also, Joe, thank you for sharing such a personal and crazy story.
That's
It's insane.
insane, dude. I'm so
insane.
happy it has a happy ending, though.
It's
Mhm.
nuts, man. And he wore a helmet and his head is fine.
I'm glad he wore a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Indiegogo, they're at they've already made their goal. Good job, guys.
But more for
There you
them
go, man.
helps them, right? Like they could do more if they.
Absolutely, it's still going. It's
Yeah.
still going.
So if you want to see them take that project to the next level, you can still help out.
Good job, guys. And also, please help support Joe's family. You know, fuck that Lost documentary.
Flip a coin.
This is someone's life
Pick
we're
one.
talking about here. Medical bills ain't no joke. I'm sure a lot of you know it. All right, well, wish us luck for the rest of this storm. So it seems like
Wait, update.
update. What do you got?
I'm raining a little less here.
I'm less. I'm pretty calm.
I look. Mine looks like it hasn't. It's like the same amount. It's like just like a moderate little shower going on.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's guys wish us luck. Hopefully, we're not. You know, it's not gonna California won't sink into the ocean.
What is the ocean if it's not a big pool? We'll be fine.
Stay